Alright, trying something a little different. It's Evan's Gambit. I've been doing a few videos on the Keen's Gambit, but maybe I need a break. Appears that some of those lines that I thought were quite odd and not what we're used to nowadays. I guess the reason I wasn't terribly familiar with them is because they were the Vienna game, and at the top levels, at least, that those are it's deemed not to be as solid as some of the other lines, and so really not many people really play the Vienna game much anymore, which is really a shame, because 99 point whatever % of the people that are actually playing out there, including those in tournaments, I'm certain, don't play because they're out of fashion. And if you were to become an expert of pretty much any of them, unless you've had an opening that's being completely refuted, and there are some lines here and there that have been refuted at different openings, if you're an expert of some of these openings, I mean, when I mean expert, I mean you've made it like your chief opening, and you're learning all the variations and what happens when someone deviates from that, and how you can take advantage of those kind of things as a weakness, and certainly not at my level. Someone at a higher level would be able to take advantage much better, more than I would. I'm still trying to learn the game, and I think that to summarily dismiss an opening because it's out of fashion is a little silly, especially when you get someone that's exhaustively studied it quite a bit. It's not an age thing. It's just a person that's spent the time and effort to learn the ins and outs of it. I think that person can carry that opening against other people, especially if other people are looking at some of the popular ones, and you can transpose out of one of those popular ones into one that you really know well, like a Vienna game, perhaps. Then you can take advantage of their game, essentially put them in your court. But that's a different matter. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at, I'm going back to Chess-Based Reader, which is a free reader. And I've just tried to take the comments out and all the sidelines out, and I'm just trying to get to the game itself, not all the side comments. And I decided that I would take a look and change the view to the score sheet. Normally the one that goes by default is the one that you see there, like that, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm a traditionalist in some things. I like harkening back to the old days. I mean, if you go to an actual tournament and you have to write your stuff down, that's not what you see. You see that, and a person will put comments in and that sort of jazz if they want. And they have time. Certainly not in a 5-minute blitz game. They don't do that. They don't have time for that. It's just to buzz through it and put. They don't even have time to put their scores down. I mean, someone else has to record that, because these people just zipping back and forth. It's just pretty amazing how fast they can get through those. I mean, granted, some of that is knowledge of the lines and knowing which directions they are, and essentially by rote memory. So, anyway. All that said, let's start on this Evan's Gambit. It's Mikhail Chigorin and William Steinitz, two legends. This is the 4th World Championships, round 1. It's in 1892, and this ends up being won by Chigorin against Steinitz. But let's see how that went. So it's going to start out with the king pawn. And now we know it's not. It is not a Roy Lopez, as it looks like it wants to start that way, but the Evans game, it doesn't do that. It's more like an Italian game, which is what, when you put that bishop out in c4, that's an Italian game. So, comes back, and that's it. That's the Evans Gambit right there. It's characterized by essentially the Giocco piano. I believe that's how that's done. It's an Italian game with the bishop coming down to c5. And what you do is you're essentially offering up that pawn, so that when they take it, which is what happens here, you can then attack the bishop directly. And I suppose the bishop can return back up there, but sometimes the bishop actually comes right here. Excuse me. So some of the places they come comes back to a5. Some will actually go back to c5 and say, thank you very much, I appreciate your extra pawn, etc., etc. And other times they'll rest right up there at e7 so they can come across and put some threats up on the king side. So in this case, he moves back, which is actually the standard line. And I saw a video a couple days ago on why that's the standard line and not some of the other ones. Why they don't move right back to where they were, or the f7, and my memory's not so good in that respect. So I'm going to accept the main line at the moment until I become a little more knowledgeable. Castles. Supporting his e5 pawn. And now you see what's happening here. Just bring the pawn up here and offer the initial b4 pawn, and then bring c3 to threaten the bishop. It really is a twofold plan. One is to get the bishop off of this line, and that square in particular, because the second reason of him coming here is to support this d4 push of the pawn. Now if this bishop were here, now you'd have attacks on both sides, and it'd be less apt to move this over here. So, but now with the bishop over here, it's not such a big deal. That was the reason why. Another reason why you bring your pawn down here, so you can free up your bishop to pin the knight against the queen. This was expected, part of the main line. And now you sort of do the same thing. You're pinning the knight against the king. Takes. So right now you're approaching the end of the opening and more into some of the sideline variations and the middle game. And that's what I would say we're right on the cusp of right there. Fianchettoing the bishop, protecting that d4 pawn against the I guess that would be the c6 knight that wants to leave, because it'll still have the bishop threatening the b5 bishop. And now you have it. Takes. That's acceptable. Okay. And that must be just freeing the rook up. And he's going to do the same. No, he's developing his knight. I'm not sure why he would actually develop the knight just to attack the bishop when it's quite obvious what's going on. Now you have two. Oh, you only have one now. One thread on that pawn. No, I don't think you could do that. See, you could do that, where he's moving that knight up on his, posting up on his pawn. That's certainly a great place to put a knight in general. Not particularly in this instance, just because he's putting the king in check. But in general, if you can post a knight up higher there, right up on the 6th rank, you have you're only one move away from the center, which is good. And I mean, you're right off the center essentially, and yet you can touch the back file. I guess it would be rank. But I don't think he's going to do that. There we go. So that's what I'm talking about. He can touch. He's putting the king in check. His reach extends to the 8th rank. And yeah, he's protected with the pawn. Moves king. Oh, let's go back. What's he? Moved king and did. Moved a king. Oh, okay. He's protecting his knight. Why is he doing that? Why is he moving that king again? I am uncertain. It's almost like he's losing tempo, but I'm not sure why he's doing that. I wonder if that's just a waiting move. No, what's he doing there? He's moving that to pretend to threaten the bishop, which isn't real, because it'll just be taken by the pawn. Supporting his knight. Attacking the pawn. And now Well, this is characteristic of 1892 for you. You take the pawn to threaten the rook, but you can just be taken, which is what happens. I just don't understand how these guys think this way. What are they? I don't know what the thinking is. I'm confused. Yeah, and this takes. So he's moving his. I guess he's doing that. Extravagant sacrifices to bring the king out to the center, which in the middle game is not where you want a king, of course. I mean, that's what he's thinking. He could just move his queen over to the side. He's threatening the queen there. Okay. Oh, just kind of sifting around for counterplay here. It's there. Okay. Okay. So it can't move back up. If anything, he's moving in front of his pawns, which is not a very great thing to do for a king. And now you have the queen. Well, you could move the queen directly up there, and that would be not quite maybe, that would be close. And that's why you're moving the. That's why he moves the pawn down, so the queen can't go up to f7. Takes. Let's be hoping to take that. Yeah, but why would he want to just do that? And he didn't want to take that. Yeah, I saw that happen, but why would he do that? Oh, he's in check. Puts him in check, he has no choice. Oh, it's double check, really. Let's take a look at that. He's in check. Takes, no big deal. Now he's in double check. See that? Knight, rook. So what you're going to do? He's going to move forward. Interesting. Interesting. Could take that, which is what he does, but why does he just do that for material advantage? Get him out of the way, maybe? He's just going to bring the queen out there, I would think. What's he doing that for? Taking that so he can get the knight in the corner. Yeah, I don't understand why he just doesn't take him with the queen. That's what I'm not sure. He's going to move his rook way over to the right. So he doesn't care about that. Oh, he's going to take him with the knight. The rook? Some of this I don't understand. Okay. And he took, like he wasn't even paying attention. Okay. Why doesn't he just take the queen? Takes the queen there. So look at this. Watch what he's going to do with the queen. Puts the queen up there. Check. Why can't the knight take the queen? Oh, because it's another check. So, neither one of these. He can't. He's no choice. He's got to move up. Unless he's going to put the rook in between. And that's going to be a check. Took that. Takes with the queen. How does that help? So it must be a time thing. Because he took. Alright, what would I do as black here? Would I go ahead and take that queen? I can't because he's got this going on. So, what's he? I can't because of that. So, alright, so this cannot be taken. I'm in check. That's mate. That's not just check, that's mate. Because I can't take that. Yes, I can. That's why he gave up. That's what it was. Because I can't go here. Anywhere around here because of these. Can't take it because of this. Can't go there. Can't go there because of the queen. There's no choice. Gotta be that's why he just gave up. Just gotta take it. And then he. Oh yeah. Okay. So if I do that, he'll just take, and it's even. So why did he give up that way? If he goes check. King cannot take. King's got to go there. That's right. King's got to go there, and then he can take. Or even better, check. Yes, new variation. Check. King can't take. King can't take. He can go. Okay, so the king can go either here or here. It's this. The game is suggesting going up here. What happens if he goes there? It's an immediate mate. That's why. So you go there. Oh, what's the difference between that and this? Oh, yeah, that's right. Just okay. See, this is why I'm mediocre. That's why. He wants to take his outlet away. Yep. So what can you do? What would you do? Do you do this? Protected by the king? Yeah, you're right. That would be made anyway. So it's made anyway. He knew it was gone. Okay, well, that was interesting. See, this is why I like these different openings, because they're all a little bit different. So, interesting to see. Interesting. I like that. That's kind of cool. And some of the things these older people, I say older in that older games, this is 1892, they have different ways of, and certainly they don't have time constraints because of the clock and all that, but they have different ways of coming up with solutions, and some of those solutions are pretty ingenious. So, anyway, that was Gambit. Thank you.